Welcome everyone, it's January 2nd, Tuesday. Welcome aboard. The euphoria of the new year is probably dwindling down and you're like, I'm the same fat schmuck as I once were. Where is the magic of the new year? And that is the goddamn truth. You're the same motherfucking shrimp motherfucker before because you never trained. You didn't develop. You're always the same fat kid playing video games and shit. Or you didn't develop the skills and all you do is turn your PlayStation on, your Xbox, or your computer and play World of Warcraft. Or what is today, Fortnite. Players on the ground. And whatever the hell. So, the only thing that you should be doing is picking this book up. It's actually a daily planner, The Power of Habit. They also have different variations of this that I've seen other people actually have that I did not converse with. They just had it because it was that great. Like, You Are a Badass. That's the girls' version of Tom Bayou's thing on self-improvement. So anyways, people will show you flashy and shiny objects and all this stuff. All you really need is a piece of paper, pen and paper, and this tracking calendar. You can even set your own goals. There's no drill sergeant who's going to yell at you. You have to be your own drill sergeant, or hire someone to do it for you, but more likely than not, they don't exist. Arnold Schwarzenegger is not going to come in his 20s and train you personally. You're not going to have a mentor simply because it costs too goddamn much. Or there is actually no person in existence who would do that for you. Unless they're your siblings. In any event, you are here by yourself. More than likely, you're just a schmuck, and you're here by yourself. So, what I have in place for me, that no one else in the world has in place for me, because everyone is unique. I am a unique person. This isn't communist China. I just don't wake up in the morning, and somehow I'm in the communist Chinese party's military, and I'm doing like 1 million push-ups and sit-ups and training, whatever. This is America. And when you're allowed that freedom, you will slowly climb Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you will reach a point of self-actualization. In other words, you have to invent your own goddamn schedule. You have to plan your own things that you want, or someone else will do it for you. Think about that. You won't have your own time to be yourself, to rest, to go on vacation, or listen to music, or your podcasts, or play video games. Someone else is going to do that for you. So, do I have it pretty good right now? I have my own room. I get to do whatever I want. There's no fat asshole whose job is to yell at me. Unless I wanted him to. Yes, I do have pretty good. And when you have pretty good, good times create weak men. So this is a perfect breeding ground to create a weak man. Hard times create strong men. A war's not going on here on the East Coast in New Jersey, and there are probably a lot of it's a breeding ground for weak ass men. You have shopping malls, you have McDonald's everywhere, Chick-fil-A, it's the perfect breeding ground for weak ass men. And do you think that's cool? It's a great time. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a great time. Again, there's no asshole yelling at you to do anything unless you want it to be unless that is what you really want. But in essence, no one in society wants a weak ass man. So, okay, weak ass man has time, all this time to do whatever. He can watch pornography. You know, he can go to the adult clubs, he can play video games, he can drink and party and party. You know, meanwhile, everyone else is working hard as fuck. But you have to understand why they are working hard as fuck. Are they trying to reach a status like you? Just you can have days without you being yelled at anyone, or it's kind of like you're retired and you get to do whatever you want? Or are they working because there's a purpose? I'm given a situation where I'm having a good time. Strong men build good times. Good times build weak men. So I'm in a constant flux of having to get my ass out of bed and doing my own thing. I know the dangers of complacency. You know? This is a very dangerous place right now. Because if I don't do anything myself, then I will become weak. And it's not about money. It's not about money. I could have $1 million in the bank and I would still just continue to be lazy simply because I have $1 million in the bank. Why would I want to work? You know, this could drag on. So your sense of entitlement is increased. Your sense of or lack of purpose is increased. You just get to do whatever the hell you want. You have no real defined goals. You have no real direction. And so to correct that problem, what you need is a calendar, a planner. I recommend The Power of Habit. So you have a simple checklist. I put in work. That is my 9 to 5 job. I work at the hospital. I just find that is the most in demand, least decision fatigue I have. Like, it's just something I wound into doing unemployment, going through the unemployment office. So I know a lot about degenerates, freeloading off the government, and why you should or should not, and being in those kinds of situations. I also know about the leisure lifestyle. There's a lot of things I know and have experienced. That's why I do and don't do things, because I know both ends of the extreme. Then I put in exercise, nutrition, food, a balanced diet, or at least be conscious not to eat sugary things, journal, write things down on paper, trying to manifest them in reality, because reality is hard. Even if you have money or if you do make money, the reality of, boxing a product, shipping out a product, developing a product, thinking about a product, or even reselling something is kind of challenging. And if you make money, which is good, if you don't make money, it still requires a lot of mental and emotional investment. Vlogging. I'm doing vlogging right now. Actually, I have to write it down and have a checklist on it, or I won't do it. I will say something very noob-like. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll do it after I take my nap. Oh, I'll do it when I wake up in the morning. Whatever it is, it's probably one excuse after the other. Procrastination after procrastination. Gibbery jabbery, diarrhea, word salad, one after the other. So I have to write it down, just because I have so much experience in procrastinating. I know what works and what doesn't. I just fucking have to do this thing, And at this stage, I have tons of dress clothes and whatever, and I can make this video a lot more pompous looking, but I just don't want to, because let's go through the stages together of just being a normal ass person and developing. so I can be relatable. You know, there will be a time that I am dressed up in a suit. That, but I'm telling you, these are the stages that you must go through before you just look all pompous and you have all this like nice things, and this is the core of it. This is where it all begins. That's the problem with people. They just want instant gratification. They want instant results. It's not like that. Again, with the new year, you think you're just gonna run 10 miles and do 500 pounds deadlifts, and just like you never built your core up. Same thing with vlogging. There was never a beginning. It was just you trying to max out everything and put just put your foot on the pedal to maximum speed when you haven't even like mastered the lower tier settings. And you're trying to play initial D, drifting, and that's how most young men get hurt, and unfortunately some of them die doing stupid ass shit that they weren't trained to do. Looks cool on TV, except you're not that TV character. You're not that actor that trained. You're not Superman. You can't just jump out of the building and fly. I mean, that's what a lot of young people are trying to do. Just jump out of the building and fly. I mean, damn. So then I have reading. You have to read. These reading. I just had an epiphany. Like, reading is like a script. Like, you're reading other people doing these things. You're gaining experience through other people's first-hand experiences. So you're gaining like second-hand experience from people who have done these things that you're trying to do, and that's just like a script. You kind of know what's going on, what's happening. The fundamentals, the budget, or the lack of budget. What you need to do these things, and keeping yourself informed, and you won't stumble into any like weird surprises. So fun, I'm scratching out fun, and I'm just gonna put YouTube in there. Fun, I didn't even go to the adult club this month, which is groundbreaking. So last time I went was probably around Thanksgiving. This December I did not go to the club for whatever reason. Probably because I was too busy covering double shifts and whatnot, which I don't regret not going to the club, as the ROI on clubbing, on drinking or partying, or even creaming in your pants from getting too excited, it has a very low rate ROI, rate of investing, rate of return, ROI, rate of return on investment. So you're not in your pants and you're tired, you get tired after the age, as you get older, you get even more tired, after you nut. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You're not in high school anymore, or maybe in college, and after you nut, your system, you're not going to be studying, you're not going to be reading, you're not going to be writing. After you nut, that's basically your day. Maybe you can pull off, working the rest of your shift, but as for anything you do independently, it's going to go all downhill from there, because that's your ambition in your pants. Sorry, that's just how it is, that's how the animal works. You live, your body functions to pass down your DNA to the next generation. You either did it or you didn't do it. And if you did do it, then nature is going to shut down in your mind. All the chemicals going to be releasing And it makes you tired. It's a secretion of chemicals. We're all having a biological experience. It's just you have to be smart about this. So if you're there just spreading your seed all over the place, and you get tired a lot quicker. You lose your aspirations, your dreams, your ambitions. Mostly for me, I lose my ambition and drive to do stuff. And it's just like, whether I did something or didn't do something, I just don't care anymore. And when you really don't fucking care, you're just gonna like lay there in your bed, not doing anything, and just be like, just laying there. Like, there's no sense of doing anything. Like, there's no drive. You're just laying there. Like, what's going on? You're not horny anymore. It's like you did what you had to do. Maybe you'll wake up the next day and you'll be like, Meanwhile, girls are different. They don't, because they don't nut, they have more discipline. They don't even need to play video games. There's been a Harvard study that like boys are like second place to girls in the academia setting. And this is for academics. In the entrepreneurship or business, it's completely different because, well, it's about competition. But in the school setting, girls are vastly superior to the boys because they can just sit and be in tune with the teacher or whoever is offering that social validation in the social economic like world of academia, and they're just like fine-tuning into the professor or the teacher. Meanwhile, the boys are looking outside, looking to play football or video games or whatever the fuck, and they're becoming increasingly dumb. Lower test scores, lower reading comprehension, and all this stuff. So, if you're a boy like me, you're probably kind of screwed, because you're not going to be this good person who can just sit down and read and be good, nice little boy or girl. You're going to be an asshole. You're going to go to the bars. You're going to go to sports. You're going to play video games. You're going to pick up all the bad habits simply because you are a boy. Or now they have the iPad generation, which is making things even more difficult. Then you have kids being diagnosed with ADD and all this stuff. So what's the solution? And then you have porn addiction. The solution is you have to stay away at a minimum from electronics, from overstimulation, from all these like cheap dopamine hits. So it always boils down to just being in a quiet room and meditating and just practicing, mindfulness and breathing exercises or whatever you want to do. If not, that energy will be channeled into something else that's even worse. And people don't know how precious or fleeting their time is. And that's exactly what I spent my time doing. Watching porn, playing video games. I'm 38 years old now, so yes, I know what's up. You do the bad habits and next thing you know, you're old. A solution. we're looking for a solution. And sleep. Finally sleep. So all these things that I just mentioned, working, the vast majority of your day will consist of working, exercise, nutrition, journaling, vlogging, reading, and posting on YouTube. So I reached over the 20-minute mark, just being in the zone of being Solomon Chow. I think that's more than enough, 20 minutes of content. I mean, I don't know how people fit in like music videos that are only 3 minutes long, and they're like, you know, they got like 5-star ratings and whatever. It's just like, my videos are just long and slow, and it's just like, what the hell? That's just what it is. So I'm not doing any cheap dopamine hits or video editing or whatever. I told you some of the key points in life that I've experienced that I wish I knew beforehand or practiced beforehand. And, you know, life goes by pretty fast. People still think I look like I'm 20 or whatever. I'm 38, for God's sakes, approaching 40. Like, I was doing the same bad stuff since high school, watching porn, you know, playing video games, thinking it was okay. You know, League of Legends, when I was like in college, like 20, 22, League of Legends came out. So League of Legends is well over 10 years. Like it just went by so quick. I remember playing Fiddlesticks and thinking, what the fuck kind of game is this? It was so boring. But then I started playing online and you know, found out that all my other friends were playing League of Legends, and the game became cool. But I still remember my first game, and I picked fucking Fiddlesticks, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of game is this? And I'm like, oh, it's just kind of. Then I got sucked in. It's well over, like, maybe I was like 22. So 32, 15 fucking years. Over 15, 32, 30, it was like 20, if I was 22 and then I became 32, and that was the pre-pandemic. I got 2 more years for pandemic, and that's already 10, 12, 15 years. Which is all the same time of the first League of Legends Netflix Arcane movie. So you know, I'm not bullshitting you. Time went by that quickly. And during that time, did I really need money for anything? I would just have spent the money on an apartment. Now they're coming out with luxury apartments. So, you know, even then it was just, you know, the same old thing, just a different day. Would investing have been, you know, different? Like, if I could just go back in time, I would just have this book every day. Every day I would just have had this book every single day and practiced it and not deviate from it. That is the only difference that I would have done. So I hope you learned something. Don't be like me. But, you know, our bar of success is so baseline. Like, I look like I've retained the youth of a 20-year-old, yet I've, you know, my chronological age is 38. Why not live like I'm 20? Keep in mind, when I was 20 or 22 or 25, I still felt like a lazy fuck. And maybe I have it good. Maybe I have it good right now, and I still can change and better myself and be the person that I really wanted to be. You know, I have a good job. You know, I never imagined being a doctor or a lawyer, but, you know, making the money that I do now, at least 6 figures, I'm okay with it. You know, could I have made more? Like 200 grand, 300 grand? That's almost hitting like presidential like salary, which is crazy for a layperson. So anyways, I'm probably where I should be in life and just have to maintain whatever I have. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I hope to continue to posting. This is my video. I'm just gonna fucking post it. I don't care about the editing. I don't care about the whatever. It's just that this piece of whatever I made has to get posted simply to build up my skill set, my habit of posting on YouTube, and just getting over naysayers and haters and critics and whoever in my audience. Because Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. People are going to be assholes regardless, and you just have to do you and see what is right in the world for you and fuck everyone else. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace out.